Making this for the people who have suffered and struggled and persisted in silence and in strength. And I'm also making this for the people who use those folks as inspiration porn, because I want people to understand this. When somebody is going through stuff, they don't have enough money, their family member is sick, they're scrambling to try and make things work, but they still have to be going to work, functioning in society, doing all these other things. And if they get help, if they get an assist, they cry. And there's a reason for that. It's not happy tears, y'all. And I want you to know that. When you go through that for long periods of time, you have to compartmentalize all those feelings. You have to put them aside because you are in a place of survival. And those feelings have to be put away so that you can continue to persist and push through. It's unhealthy in any way, but sometimes there's nothing else you can do. And the only thing you can do is get through, is do what you need to get through. So when somebody comes in with an assist that takes the load off their shoulders and people start crying, certainly there is joy and happiness in being helped, but I want you to understand it's a release. They can let go. The safety, the solution has arrived. And so all of that crap that's been stuck inside of them, that they've had to push down to survive and to get through, comes roaring up. And I want you to understand, too, that a lot of that may not even be conscious, because brains are an organ. Brains work without us trying. Our brain's job is to think. Our brain's job is to keep our heart going and our lungs breathing and our cells doing their mechanisms. Brains will shut things down out of self-preservation without you even trying. And I've experienced this so many times when I really just need to have a good cry and I start, and then all of a sudden it's all sucked back in because I'm not safe enough to let those feelings out and process them. And when that goes on for years and years and years, that takes a toll on a person, takes a toll on their mental health, but it also takes an enormous toll on your physical health, because there is a direct connection between our mental and physical health. We are one system, one unit. There is no dividing line between our physical health and our mental health, even though modern Western medicine seems to think that there still is. If you have never been in a situation where you have had to scrimp and save and struggle and hustle and still provide for others, and have to do that all in the background, and you have to keep all of those struggles and all of those emotions in the background to make sure things stay together. If you've never been through that, then the next time you look at some charity where we're giving somebody what they need and they start crying, I want you to understand what those tears are about. That's years of struggle. That's years of pain. That's years of suffering. Finally able to come out because somebody has achieved a modicum of safety. And this is why I get so annoyed by people who use that stuff as inspiration porn. Half of you all haven't been through it. Probably the majority of you haven't been through it. Nobody should have to be that strong, hold it together that hard. And in the meantime, when we're going through that stuff, because we're holding it together, even when we ask for help, we get dismissed. People don't want to help. You'll look at us, see us holding it together, have no idea what's going on with our internal experience, and think, oh, we're just fine. People aren't fine. Some people just have a lot of tenacity and grit. But the struggle is real, and the suffering is real, and the impact is real. And we all need to look a little bit closer at that, because we are in such a bad place in this world. And the thing we suck at now as a society, especially in the United States, is helping each other in community. And you can shove a dozen social media videos under my nose, and I can give you thousands upon thousands of real world examples where people aren't getting that help, and there's people around them in their community who could help. I've been through this. I'm still going through it. But there's so many other people out there. There's so many other people out there going through it. And we need to be a little bit more cognizant of this and start to understand that, yes, people are actually going through struggles that we can't see with our eyes. And the way to find out is to ask, is to have the conversations with people, is to build community and take care of our own. And learn to put little differences aside so that we can. And if there's any time that's important to do that, it's now, in a country with a fascist takeover that's falling apart real damn fast and it's not looking good. We need to be more present with each other and the world. We need to learn how to be in community again, because that's the nature, that's our nature as humans. We're not meant to be individualist islands. And people who go out and get their 10 acres and live on the land with their family, a lot of those people still feel unfulfilled because they don't have community. We need each other. And I'll tell you what, we need each other mostly to heal. We heal in community. We heal with other people. Can we heal alone? Yes. And it's a lot freaking harder. And it takes a lot more time. But if we're going to make a dent in our quality of life, end generational cycles of abuse and trauma, then we have to start locally, in community. And that can be augmented online, but it has to be offline. And if there's anything I could encourage people to do right now, it's get offline and find ways to get involved locally. And I'm not going to take any excuses about, like, I'm not able-bodied. I get it. That's why I'm making this video. Because you deserve to have that kind of support too. Because there's a lot of people who are. We should be coming together to support each other, not looking at each other with distrust, like waiting for people to scam us. I hear a lot of people talk about how, the world is rough and you just have to live through it. And you know what? If that's the kind of world that you want to live in, then that's the kind of world that you're going to create. But we have a choice. We can make the world not like that. We just have to be that change that we want to see in the world, not sit there and throw out further harm and then turn our eyes away so that we don't have to deal with that discomfort. More and more important as time goes on to really build community and understand what that means. And we can do a lot of good that way without ever having to tax anyone or drain anyone. It benefits all of us. And I hope people think about that.